Nice, thanks. All right, good job. Welcome. All right, I'm excited. I know it's late in the day, but I'm kind of excited about this. I've been looking forward to this all week. So we're going to continue our talk about vocabulary, right? Remember, Josh, that our vocabulary is all the words, right? All the words that we know how to read and to speak and to write, right? And we do this so that we can be understood and understand everybody else, right? And remember last week I talked about how by the time you're done with high school, you'll have like 50,000 words in your vocabulary, in your total vocabulary.
I'm gonna go to college.
I hope you do. I'll write you a letter of recommendation for college, okay, Josh? That would be cool, right? I'll say, Josh was my student back in 4th and 5th grade, and he was awesome. He had an incredible vocabulary that he started at an early age collecting words. And that's what we're going to do today, is we're going to collect a word that we found last time, right, when we were reading this. It's that word. I'm going to read the whole sentence. We exclaimed. We started to talk about that word, exclaimed, right? Okay. Do you remember what exclaimed means? It's something that we often do read when we're reading dialogue, like we just did. And when somebody's speaking dialogue, we sometimes come across that word exclaimed.
Like you say, oh, I exclaimed this like a long time ago. Like you tell them like how to do it.
I love that word, how. When you exclaim, you're saying how you spoke, okay? Nice job. So let's find out more about what exclaimed actually means. And you know what we're going to do? One of the strategies that we use to build our vocabulary so that we end up with so many words by the time we're ready to get into college is we can check out the dictionary. Now, often when we look at the dictionary, we go online to look at the dictionary. We put a word in, right? And in the dictionary, and then we get the definition, the meaning of the word. Today I thought it might be fun to go into an actual old school, when Ms. Braden was your age, kind of a dictionary. Which you're right, Josh, you had said it's a book, right? Before we do this, do you know anything about dictionaries, how they're structured, like how they're...
There's a lot of words.
There's a lot of words. In fact, it's all words, isn't it, Josh?
They're tiny, so they can fit more.
Exactly. It's not text that we read in paragraphs. It's actually lots and lots of tiny words and then the definition. Yeah, what did you want to say, Ryan?
How heavy is it?
Yeah, you feel how heavy it is.
Oh, not
and that's
heavy.
all full of words. Here, you feel. There
words.
are some dictionaries that are even heavier than that, right? When we go online, we don't realize just how many words are there. But when we have a book dictionary, right, we can see just how many words.
5th grade.
And this isn't even a very big dictionary. This is like an elementary school dictionary. There can be pictures, not for every word, but for some words. Okay. So dictionaries are arranged. Like if we wanted to look for the word exclaim, do you have any idea of how we would look in a dictionary for the word exclaim?
Go in the front, like in the front it says like more.
Go in the front? Where did you want to say, Ryan?
Turn to like open it up and go to one of the pages, and sometimes it would be like ABC organized.
Yeah, ABC organized. We call that alphabetical order. Can you say that? Alphabetical order. Alphabetical order. It means it's in the order of the alphabet. So if we were going to look for the word exclaimed, and let's write that down on our vocabulary chart, right? So today I'm going to have you both write that down, okay? And the word exclaimed, okay? You are so right. EX. EX comes from the meaning out. EX, right? Comes from the old Latin for it means out. So EX and then cl.
CI.
Cl.
L.
What two letters?
CL.
CL, beautiful. Okay, and then we've got a long A sound. What are some ways that we make a long A?
E.
What are some ways that we make a long A sound?
E.
A and E.
A.
Y.
A Y. A.
I.
AI, and that's the one that we're using today is AI, and then it ends with a sound, exclaim. So it's actually all green, isn't it? It's all green. We would
X.
expect exclaim. And if we want to say exclaimed, we would put what?
D.
What
E.
ED.
ED. Yeah, but we would say it. Duh, right? Exclaimed. We wouldn't say
Does that one say
exclaimed. We'd say exclaimed.
Yeah, that one says
Nice job. Nice job, guys. Okay, so did you write yours? Beautiful. Okay, so let's find out what the definition is in the dictionary. So if we're going in alphabetical order, do you think and the word starts with an E, should we go in the middle part, the beginning part, or the end
beginning.
part? The beginning, because E is in the beginning of the alphabet. All right, so let's flip through it. Let's see. What do we got here? We're at B. Let's look at the keywords on top. B. Do you think exclaimed is going to be after this word, after this page, or before this page? If
After.
it is. Good job. So let's keep. Why don't you open up?
How many
You're
D's
still.
are-
Yeah. Now you're just in C's. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. You want to help him out, Josh? Where are we now? We're in C. We have to get to. Pass D and get to
Oh, it's F.
F.
It's right here. It's right here.
Nice. It's going to be before F.
Wait.
Good. We're in E now. So now we're in E. In order to
Oh, this
find,
is the first page of E.
it's the first page of E. Now we need to look at the second letter. What's the second letter? Because all these words are going to start with E, but we have to find the one that it's EX. So do you think that's going to be in the beginning, or do you think that's going to be towards the end of E?
Towards the end.
Towards the end. Nice job. You guys are pretty good at using a dictionary, aren't you? You're good at alphabetical order.
I'm on
Okay. EV.
It's what
Okay. Let's look at the keyword example executive. Okay. So there's that EX. So it must be on here somewhere. Okay. And for time's sake, I've got it marked.
Exclaimed right here.
Nice job, Josh. Really good. Excellent. Exclaim. And so we've got X and then a little dot there and then claim, exclaim. How many syllables?
Two.
2 syllables. So the dictionary is telling us that it's two syllables by putting that little dot in between the syllables. Okay. And do you want to read with me what it says? So exclaim, that tells us how to say it. And VB stands for verb, a verb, an action word, right? And now here comes the definition.
to cry out
Very good. To cry out or
speak out
there's that word that we've been coming up against lately. Suddenly. Remember that word suddenly? Dun, 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 suddenly. Yeah, so let's write that down on our definition. That is the definition of exclaim, is to cry out. I'll write it here and you can copy, okay? But I think you know how to spell cry, right? That's one of our words, right? To. How are we gonna so C-R-I. We want to get that I at the end of a word. What's going to be our vowel sound is I, so it's going to be the consonant. Y becomes a vowel in this word. To cry, C-R-Y. Nice job. To cry out, O-U-T. To cry out, or to speak out. Nice job. All right. So now I told you we're going to do a little bit of, right, in order to learn new words, right, we want to make as many connections as we can. So I've got things for us to look at here. Okay. So let's put this aside for the moment. Okay. So here's a dialogue bubble, right? Loudly. So this would be words spoken really loudly. Here's a dialogue bubble, words spoken really quietly. All right, let's start with whispered. Let's start with this one, whispered. Where do you think whispered should go? Yeah, when a character is speaking, and it says that the character whispered, right? That would be quietly. All right. How about this one? Read this one, Josh.
Yelled.
Yelled. Which, where do you think that should go? Towards quietly or towards loudly?
Loudly.
Loudly, exactly, yeah. So if a character says, I don't like it, and if they were yelling, right, it would be really loud. If they whispered, I don't like it, how would they say it? I don't like it, right? I don't like it. Good job. Okay. So now, how about let's go to exclaimed. Exclaimed, okay? So if we were gonna say, I don't like it, exclaimed Josh, or I don't like it, exclaimed Rylan, do you think it would be closer to whispered, or would it be closer to yelled?
Yeah.
Whispered. Like, no, yell.
In the
Let's go back to our
middle.
definition, to cry out.
Yeah, yell.
Yeah, it'd be closer to yelled. Okay, let's look at a couple others. How about this one, mumbled? Where would mumbled be? Say this and mumble it. Right?
Loud.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, kind of. To mumble is kind of like to kind of go like it, almost like you could have a hard time understanding it because it's not very clear. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Mumbled Rylan. So that would be closer to whispered. Do you think it would be as quiet as whispered, or do you think it would be a little bit louder than whispered, but not as loud as exclaimed? So in between these, in between whispered and exclaimed, yeah? Nice. All right. How about this one, Josh? This will be yours. Mm-hmm.
Blasting.
What's the suffix?
Blasting.
Blast. So, sorry,
Loud.
blasted. My fault. Blasted.
Loud.
Yeah. So where would you put it in this row? If this is quietly and this is loudly, where would you put it? Blasted. Good. And why don't you blast this dialogue?
I don't like it.
Okay. And
Blasting.
Josh. Did that sound like that he blasted
don't
it?
like it.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit more like a blasting of that sentence. I don't like it, blasted Rylan. Yeah, nice job. And how about this last one? This red word here. What's this?
Said.
Said. Where do you think said should go? If this is whispered, this is mumbled, this is exclaimed, yelled, and blasted, where do you think said should go? It's kind of in the middle. It's very general, said, right? It's not a whisper, it's not a mumble, it's just saying a statement. Nice job. You did a great job with this. Well done. Let me just check my time. Beautiful. I think we're going to spend some time doing a picture, all right? So right here, I'd like you to draw a picture, all right? And exclaim. What would somebody's face look like if they were exclaiming, I don't like it? Josh, what would their face look like? Here. Would you like to use these green?
Like this.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a green one.
Yeah, here you go.
Like this.
Good. Sure you can. This one here? Or this one? Okay. Yep.
Like this.
Okay, so let's draw a picture right here of somebody exclaimed, I don't like it. How would they say it? What would they look like if they exclaimed, I don't like it?
Do it?
There, where it says image, that's where you're going to draw
Where
a
do
picture.
how do
Draw
I
a picture of somebody.
Okay.
What they would look like if they exclaimed, I don't like it. What would they look like? I'll do it as well. I'll see what mine looks like. Let's see.
Got it.
Oh, nice. Okay. I'm noticing your mouth isn't open. So remember, to exclaim means to say out loud, right? Yeah, nice. Now you got your mouth open, and that person.
Let me do it better.
Go right ahead. Yeah, this is that's my drawing here. Let me see yours. Oh wow, yeah, you've got that mouth open.
No, that's the nose.
Nose, yep. And then how are you going to make the mouth? If it's not whispering or mumbling, it's also not blasting, right? Because you said exclaimed is sort of like not quite that loud and excited, but pretty excited, huh? Nice job. I think
like talking.
Okay, but if the person is exclaiming, which we know means to blurt out, right? To cry out, to blurt out, exclaim. I see your mouth is open. I like how you put those arrows there. That shows that you really want to draw people's attention to how there's something coming out of his mouth, right? The character's mouth. Nice job. Well done. Well done. Okay. So, good job. That's what he's exclaiming. No. What would the punctuation be after that? Yeah, and what do we call that punctuation?
Exclamation point.
Exclamation point. And that's a connection too, isn't it? Maybe you want to draw an exclamation point right here where you've made another connection to the word exclaim.
What's that?
What did you ask Rylan? What does an exclamation point look like? Yeah, and we use that punctuation when somebody is saying something sort of in an excited way. They're crying out, or they're saying it it could be in an excited, positive way, like, I love it. It could also mean they're exclaiming it in a negative way. I hate it, right? Nice job. But either way, we would use an exclamation point, right? An exclamation,
Is
and
it like this, like surprise?
Yeah. And exclaim and exclamation are related. So we're drawing, that's why we have the arrow from this word to exclamation point to make that connection. The more connections we make to words that we're learning, the more they become part of our vocabulary. So maybe next time that you write, maybe next time that you write a play or a story and you're writing dialogue, and if you want your character to say something, to cry out, or to say it loudly or with emotion, you might say, instead of saying, Bob said, you might say, Bob, what? Exclaimed. Nice job, everybody. Well done.
This is the teacher.
Good job. All right.